Hello everyone, this is Dr. Nathalie and welcome to our webinar, Detox or Deteriorate. I'm happy to be doing this webinar because this is something that is so important to understand all the chemicals we're exposed to and why we should consider doing a detox. So I'm using slides from Douglas Laboratory because they had an awesome webinar that they did for doctors, and I thought I would simplify things for you to understand. So let's get started. So what I want to focus on with this webinar is why detoxify. I want us to really go deep into that. How does our body do this? And then we're going to talk about the program to support this, which is the Metabolic Rejuvenation Program from Douglas Laboratory. So, why detoxify? 80,000 metric tons of carcinogens are released in the air annually in North America. Scary, isn't it? 2,100 chemicals in most water supplies. Over 80% of foods have been genetically modified, and nearly every chemical laden product in use today was developed after 1960. So the cancer rate after 1960s has really increased because we are exposed to so much, and a lot of the chemicals sometimes have been grandfathered in, so they're not being looked at or cannot be necessarily taken off as easily. So increased risk of cancer has paralleled the growth in synthetic chemicals since World War II. So early 70s to the mid 60s. So what's going on there? So leukemia up 62%, male birth defect double, childhood brain cancer up 40%. Autism has increased tenfold. 1 in 98 boys are diagnosed with autism. So these increase are not all genetic for sure. So over time, it is the accumulation of toxin that will choke off our life force and start the decline of our health, and possibly cut our life, but most certainly our quality of life will be shortened. So when and how do we start accumulating toxin? This is a great study that was done with investigation of industrial chemicals and pollutant and pesticides that were found in the umbilical cord. So this is really where we see where all the toxin are, and we're talking about a newborn here, somebody that's not even out of the womb, and even with all of this is all the chemicals that are going there. So industrial chemical pollutant and pesticide cross the placenta as readily as residue from cigarette and alcohol. 287 industrial chemicals and pollutant in umbilical cords from 10 babies tested. Average was 200 chemicals. That's really is quite shocking. So this is what they found in the human umbilical cord. So I'm not gonna go in huge detail with this, but you'll get the gist. So mercury present, polyaromatic hydrocarbon tested for 18, found in 9, polybrominated dibenzodioxin and furans tested for 12, found in 7, perfluorinated chemical tested for 12, found in 9, polychlorinated dibenzodoxin and furan tested for 17, found in 11, organochlorine pesticide tested for 28, found 21, polybromatate diphenyl ethyl tested for 46, found in 37. So now I'm not going to read all of this, but you can see that it's pretty what we're finding in those umbilical cords is pretty amazing. So more here, polychlorinated naphthalene tested for 70, found 50, polychlorinated biphenyl tested for 209, found in 147. So pretty amazing stuff. So So pesticide, 90% in use today are used into our food. Consumer products ingredient, flame retardants, waste from burning coals, gasoline, and garbage. So what does that mean? So of the 287 chemicals detected, 180 cause cancer. 217 are toxic to the brain and nervous system, and 208 cause birth defect and abnormal development in animal tests. So, you know, amazing. Laboratory plastic leach chemical that mimic the female hormone estradiol, causing breast cell to proliferate. So again, not good. Environmental chemical that mimic estrogen, which are several. What are they doing to our body? Feminization of male fish. Male fish have been shown to develop early stage eggs. So not only do we have intersex fish now, they're also on Prozac and Zoloft. Yes, pesticide, herbicide, fertilizer, PCBs, and drugs are in our water supply. So the fish end up with all of those. So in a study done in 2003, fish from a creek downstream a water treatment plant had active ingredient for Prozac and Zoloft. So other active ingredient have been BCPs, heart medication, antibiotics, and recreational drugs. So this is what we have in our water supply. So also food listed as most contaminated with pesticides. So celery, peaches, strawberries, apple, blueberry, nectarine, bell peppers, spinach, kale, cherries, potato, grapes. So these are the environmental working group has the dirty dozen things that we should really consider buying organic that have a lot of chemicals. So what is the toxic buildup impact? It can affect and cause premature aging, joint health, it can affect skin health, GI health, immune function, fatigue, cardiovascular health, hormone imbalances, and neurological health. So it has a tremendous impact. So, but how? Now we know the why. How do we detoxify all that? So toxic load equals total toxic exposure minus the ability to detoxify it and then excrete those toxins. So we really have to make sure that our bodies are working properly so they can get rid of those toxins. So the main organ is the liver. So, but the organs involved in the detoxification process are the liver, the kidneys, the lung, the skins, the lymph nodes, the lymphatic system. But the liver definitely is the key part of the detoxification, because when it properly works, it'll protect us from those metabolic and environmental poison. So the Kefter cells in the liver remove dead cells, bacteria, foreign substances from the blood, and the hepatocyte will detoxify the drugs, heavy metal, chemicals, and alcohol and hormones. So our liver has to be working optimally for us to be able to detoxify all this. So the way it is explained with you know, how we detoxify things, they put it in two phases. So phase 1 and phase 2, and we're gonna, you know, keep it simple. Like I said, this can get really complicated, but I just wanted you to get the idea that the two phases are important, and we need to do things in proper sequence. For instance, if you're doing a detox and your bowels are not eliminating properly, and you're dehydrated and you're not flushing your toxin, you know, you could do more harm than good. So that's why it's so important to understand the phases. So phase 1 of liver detoxification. So during phase 1, you know, you don't have to understand all this, but a family of over 50 enzymes called cytochrome P450 convert non-water soluble chemical into water soluble for easier elimination. So however, this process involves oxidation, which produce free radicals and other harmful compound that may be linked to countless health problems. So in phase 2 of liver detoxification, the toxic chemical produced naturally in phase 1 of detoxification have to be neutralized by the liver in phase 2 in a process called conjugation. The liver binds a water-soluble molecule, which is supplied through the diet, to these chemicals to make them more water soluble and prepare them for elation. So after conjugation, they leave your body largely through bile, through the feces or urine, or even through your skin when you're sweating. The importance of 2 phases in balance. So imagine that phase 2 is like a series of 7 different conveyor belt called pathways. Phase 1 send the non-toxic water soluble chemicals and free radical it produces onto the appropriate conveyor belt for phase 2 conjugation. But if a conveyor belt in phase 2 does not have the specific nutrients required to process them, it will become blocked and bottlenecked. So all the while, phase 1 keeps producing as usual, and it overwhelms phase 2. So that's why it's important to have everything in place to support the 2 phases. So that's the supportive key nutrient for detoxification in phase 1 are antioxidant to manage the free radical. So we can have some from food, obviously, vitamin C, lipoic acid, broccoli powder. Then we need vitamins and mineral, B vitamin, selenium, magnesium, glutathione precursor, and N-acetyl-L-cysteine, an amino acid derivative found in food. So that's for phase 1. Phase 2, we need sulfur and acetyl-L-cysteine, again, glutathione, amino acids, which are, specifically the taurine, glycine, L-glutamine, methylthione, L-cysteine, B vitamin, mineral, lipoic acid to enhance glutathione, milk thistle, curcumin, Wasebia japonica, and cruciferous vegetable derivatives. So this is what is required to properly eliminate. So as it is hard to figure out if we have all this in our diet, that's where a detoxification program becomes really handy. So let's talk about that now. As you can see, the Metabolic Regeneration Kit is a 28-day program, and basically it has 3 steps. It will prepare, it will detox, and then it will repair. So let's get a little bit deeper on how the program works. So the prep phase is 7 days, and in the capsules, you're going to have fiber, magnesium, bentonite powder, artichoke, probiotic, and other detoxifying ingredients. So in week 1, you want to really open up the pathway so your body can eliminate and be able to detoxify. The second phase, which is the detox phase, which is 14 days, again, NAC, taurine, choline, Wasebia japonica, broccoli sprout, milk thistle, L-methionine, amino acid, and this is to support all the pathway of phase 1 and phase 2 to detoxify properly. And then the last one, which is a repair phase, another 7 day, has a multivitamin, mineral with the best form metafolin, organic fruits and vegetable blend, multi-strain probiotic, L-glutamine, EPA, and DHA, which are the omega-3s, everything to support body repair and healing. So as you can see, there's a science to it to make sure that you are doing things logically to maximize the detoxification and not to overwhelm the body and just keep the toxin in your body and not be able to eliminate them. The other key supportive ingredient in this is the metabolic cleanse. It's a shake, and it's part of the repair phase, but it is strongly suggested to use it all through. So it's a pre-digested fish protein, so it improves gut integrity, helps to reduce inflammation, heal the mucosal lining in your gut, provide amino acid for tissue repair, L-glutamine, which is also great for leaky gut and immune function, and is used most in terms of it for energy in the intestinal cells. So that's called a C-Cure, and it is a shake that you can take. So there's vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Rice protein is in there, pea protein, the C-Cure hydrolyzed fish protein, optional or not. So you have 17 grams of protein per serving, natural vanilla flavor, sweetened with organic coconut sugar to give you a low glycemic index, and rice syrup, multivitamin and mineral, and beneficial NAC and L-glutamine. So they suggest 1 scoop daily in water. Now I have to be honest, it is not the most tasty shake I've had. I kind of put it in my shaker, put some water, just shake it up, and you want to drink it right away because of all the fibers that are present in there. It doesn't stay mixed very well, so you want to drink it as quickly as possible. So again, it's not horrible, but it's definitely not, you know, a wonderful smoothie that you'll sit and savor. So this is for the purpose of making sure that your gut has all the things that it needs to be able to heal. So during your 28-day detox program, there are some guidelines that they want you to do, because I oftentimes patients ask, oh, well, do I have to fast? What do I have to eat? It's more what you should not eat than what you have to eat, and it's pretty simple, and honestly it's mostly common sense. So avoid caffeine, alcohol, or soda pop. Avoid sugars, processed food of any kind, and commercial fruit juice. Avoid dairy. Avoid gluten, which also the barley, rye, oats, and wheat. Avoid citrus fruit. Avoid soy, yeast, corn, eggs, and peanut. And in some ways that sounds very restrictive, but honestly we probably should not eat any of that on a regular basis anyway. So minus the citrus fruit to a certain extent. But these are high allergenic substances, and a lot of people don't know, but they're sensitive to gluten. They're not celiac, but they're sensitive to gluten. And as much as we think we should be eating a lot of grains, a lot of it has to do with advertising and making us think that it's good for us, but our body's not doing too good with that. So dietary guideline: several daily serving of fresh organic vegetables. More green the better than fruit, to make sure your body is alkaline. Again, look at what you can buy organic, non-citrus fruit. A lot of water. I mean, the body is made of 65% water, so you want to make sure that you're giving enough fluid for your body to be able to flush those toxins. So again, 8 glasses minimum, and if you're going to work out, I would say even more than that. So organic turkey, chicken, fresh wild-caught fish, brown rice, nuts and seed, and non-whey protein powder, because you're trying to stay away from dairy in this particular case. Exercise, light exercise that induce good lymphatic drainage. You want to really make sure that the goal is to be able to eliminate, but also the goal is to increase perspiration, so you're eliminating and detoxifying the letting go the toxin through your sweat. Another thing that you can do is use the infrared sauna. They have been shown to really help to remove carcinogenic substances like PCBs, dioxin, phthalate, volatile organic hydrocarbon. There are different places around that are available for you to use. And another thing that you can do too is do ionic detox bath. We are now providing that at the clinic for our patients. I want to get their detox to the next level. That explains what this is all about. And again, if anything, it really helps to activate your lymphatic system to make sure that your body is eliminating the toxin as good as possible. So do not use any harsh chemical in your home. Clean with baking soda, lemon juice, or vinegar, or use those Norwex cloth that I know we use at the house. Avoid all personal care item with known carcinogenic. Use natural organic options that are certified. So, I mean, this is something that we should do all the time, really. So, no DEA, propylene glycol, sodium lauryl sulfate, and petroleum. So, this is something we should stay away from all the time. So how to use the metabolic rejuvenation. So as I mentioned, day 1 to 7 will be preparing. So you will have four containers, one for each week. So the first one will have 14 packs in it. So you take one in the morning before a meal, and then one in the evening before the meal. And so you start weaning off yourself of caffeine, alcohol, sodas, and artificial sweetener. Caffeine might be a little bit hard to do. And this is when I would even start the metabolic cleanse powder at that stage as well. But it's, you know, you can wait until the detoxifying phase to start. Then when you start the detoxification for phase 1 and phase 2, so day 8 to 14, again, you're going to be on your second container. You're going to take 1 pack in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. I would really, at this point, use the shake, the metabolic cleanse powder shake, and then make sure that you're getting enough water. Same thing for day 15 to 21st. You're on your third container, and then day 22 to 23, replenish and repair. Fourth container with the packs that you take, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, and then continue with the metabolic cleansing powder as well, because I think it's even more important in the 4th week as you're in the repair phase. And a lot of the components in the shake are good for replenishing your gut and healing your gut. So their daily dietary guideline, you know, you keep not eating and drinking what you're not supposed to. Some of the symptoms that people may experience are irregular bowel movement, headaches, allergies, may have, you know, some skin issues coming out because of the detoxifying, decreased energy and joint pain that may indicate intolerance to, you know, some of the food or the toxin that are coming out. So I can tell you by experience, having done the detox myself, that at no time did I feel bad. Actually, I felt pretty good all through, and I did not feel like I was cramping or needed to, you know, dash to the bathroom or anything like that. So it was, I have done a lot of detox before, and this was definitely, you know, very easy to follow and easy on the body as well. So quick suggested shopping list. If you do get the detox pack, there is a booklet that comes in it, and you'll have all of those things here. Meal suggestion, again, I think this is probably how we should be eating all the time. So it is just common sense kind of thing, just staying away from the things that you're not supposed to have. So again, as I mentioned earlier on, we are so exposed to so many chemicals, and I know for myself, I had amalgam fillings when I was younger, and did get rid of them slowly, but again, just exposed to a lot of heavy metal. So even though we think we're eating healthy, we are exposed to a lot of things when it even comes to our environment, our workplace, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, and so forth. So I would strongly suggest that one does that at least once, if not twice a year, to be able to make sure that you eliminate the toxin properly. So the cost of the program, the metabolic rejuvenation, the 28-day detox program costs $131. The metabolic cleanse detox shake is a pretty big jar, and it costs $82, and it should actually last you for the 28 days. And so the kit itself, the whole thing is $203. So we now carry this product at the clinic, and we're gonna have it all the time. because, you know, not everybody is doing the detox at the same time. So we will be carrying this product. And if someone on the webinar is not from our local area, you can email my staff at the clinic at beauchampstaff@gmail.com, or just phone the office, and through Douglas Laboratory we can ship directly to your house if you would like to. Now you're probably also wondering, if you're not local, if you could buy Douglas products at, you know, your health food store. And the answer to this is no, because it is only sold to healthcare practitioners. So unless you have a practitioner in your area that sell the Douglas brand, then you won't be able to, but we could do that for you. So I hope you learn. I try to make it as simple as possible, you know, simplifying the phase 1 and the phase 2 of the liver and so forth. But bottom line, what we need to realize is that we are exposed to a lot of chemicals, and we need to do this kind of cleansing at least once or twice a week to make sure that our bodies are working optimally. So this was Dr. Nathalie Beauchamp. I hope I made you aware of a lot of things, and hopefully you will take action if this seems right for you. Thank you.